different from the years before, but just the difference being the weather conditions or the track surface?
I think that's a question for the Nordschleife. I don't think we really have a scientific answer.
Hello and welcome to our live stream powered by Hyundai Driving Experience. I'm your host, Hannah Kim, and we are in the middle of 24 hours of Nürburgring. Look at that. Look at that crowd. Look at all those cars. We have about a little less than 20 hours left, and to accompany me, I have our co-hosts, Elena and Charlie as well. They're going to make this race a lot more enjoyable and exciting. They'll be joining me in the studio in just a bit. Here's what's coming up. In this session, we're going to talk about how to become a racer. Have you ever wondered, how do I become a racer? We'll give you all the answers to your questions. We're going to talk about some techniques and tactics on the racetrack and some more topics related to drivers themselves. We're going to have some good interviews here in the studio. We're also going to have another education session and quizzes, so make sure to participate in our live chat. Now, speaking of which, I do want to announce the winners from our last session. The winner goes to ID at Bob, Nijsesen Photography, that is Photografie, and at Manuel_Plast, MANU_PHAST. We will be contacting you separately. Congratulations to you guys. Don't be sad if you didn't win a prize yet, because we still have so many chances for you to win those prizes. Now, with that said, I want to get an update on some of the rankings we have here. We're going to connect to our pit. Charlie, hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm standing in the heart of the Hyundai Driving Experience pit box, and everything goes busy right now. And during the last 4 hours, there had been some crashes, accidents, but fortunately, Hyundai Racing Squad had no issues so far. And I would like to talk about the VT2 class race status first, because the car number 332 is leading the class still, and it shows very stable pace, and the only car that breaks 10 minutes of the lap time barrier in the VT2 class. So that means this i30N Cup car is not only leading the class, but also showed the maximum and great performance in the production car class. And also for the TCR class, still the car number A31 is leading the whole TCR segment, i30N TCR. Now Jean-Claude Vernet is back on the behind wheel, and he's taking his second stint to keep the first position in the TCR class. But what makes me really surprised is the performance of the Elantra and TCR, the car number A30. This car started at the back group, but now it climbed, it stepped and up and up and up again, and now it's going as P2 in the TCR class. So that means we got P1 and P2 running in the TCR class, and also the VT2 class. The class leader is the Hyundai i30N Cup car. So what a great start for this 24-hour endurance race. Now it's time to move back to the Hannah Kim in the lounge.
All right, Charlie, thank you for all of those updates. You know what, guys? I'm really excited for our next interview because I have here in the studio a HMSG racer in the Hyundai Lounge. Good evening, Mr. Maurice Ustari. Hello. Hi, Maurice. How are you doing this evening? Good evening.
Hi, thank you for having me here.
How are you feeling? Tell us about day one of this race.
Actually, at the moment, it's looking quite good. Our car's in front, and we have no problems so far. And of course, it's a Hyundai, so we have no problems at all.
So, you know, we are launching a new campaign. It's a driving experience program. It's called the MBR Race Program. And a lot of people are wondering, how do I become a racer? You know, could someone like me, Hannah, become a racer that easily? So we have so many questions about it. The first question would be, do I need any kind of experience to be a racer?
Of course, it's always good to have experience, but everybody has to start at some point. So everybody can start if he wants to. So even you can start at higher age, so it's no problem at all.
So you don't need any previous experience, like training-wise?
Not if you start. You can all the time start over.
That's easy. How about this? Are there any specifics, like an age limit, a height limit, gender, weight limit?
For sure, for some classes like Formula 1, you have to do like from a very small age. But if you do it just for fun and like here 24-hour race, everybody can start.
I have a question for you, actually. These days, a lot of people have been training through esports. Did you hear about this? They've been using esports a little bit to train. Do you think that really does help you on the road?
Yeah, it's very helpful because you just have the feeling for the track. You know the tracks then very well. And of course, you can start over with esports as well.
It's kind of cool, right? How if you actually practice with esports, you can actually go on the tracks as well. How big should the starting budget be? Oh, that's a great question,
That's
right?
a very tough question.
How much money do you need? Do you need that, you need that luxury car? No, right?
It depends on what you want. Of course, if you want to do Formula 1, you need like a few millions. But if you just want to do like GT car, it's a little bit smaller, but still a lot of money.
No, let's be realistic though. We can't just be like, oh, anyone can start. It's not easy to say that. Like, how much are we thinking, honestly, money-wise?
It really depends on what you're driving. And if you start over with kart, I think everybody starts over if he wants to be in Formula 1. There you can even spend like, 6 figures a year.
But not Formula 1. Not necessarily Formula 1. But if I wanted to do this 24-hour MBR race, would I be able to do it?
You also need a lot of money.
How much are we talking about here? I know I'm getting technical, but
like maybe about 20 to 30,000 for only 24-hour race.
Wow, a year? Or just to start?
Just for the one race.
Oh my goodness. Did you train in any sort of way, particularly?
For this race or?
No. Like when you first started. Go back to your rookie years. Go back to when you first started.
4 years in the go-kart.
Oh.
So I was like this.
Yeah. The go-karts.
And went all the way up, higher classes in go-kart. And then when I turned 18, I started here with driving in the VLN.
Ah, that's really awesome, Maurice. How much training do I need each week? How many times a week do you think to become a professional?
It depends on you. If you really want to be physical fit, then you should at least go jogging like 3 or 4 times a week. Also, the other training like esports you can do as well. So you can spend like close to 0 to like 80 hours a week.
They say practice makes perfect. And when it comes to other sports, you could practice, right? Could you practice racing? Could you practice driving? And let's say we don't have a circuit available readily for us. Could you just practice on the streets?
Not really, no.
No,
it's just so different from the street car. I mean, it's close with the Hyundai N models, but still with the slicks, it's just so much more grip. But of course, you can train in the simulator if you want to.
Wow, Maurice, thank you so much. But you know what? Our interview doesn't end just here. So we have fans from all over the world that are asking so many questions right now in real time because we do have a live chat going on. And to help us out, Elena is going to join us in the studio. Hello, Elena.
Hello, Hannah.
How are you?
I'm good, but let me first say hello to Moritz. Hi.
Hi.
Great to have you here.
Thank you.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
You're fine,
Yeah.
and that's amazing. And we have so many fans out there that collected a few questions for you. Question number one is, what do you think is the most important thing to become a race driver?
Oh, you really want to do it, so you have to be mentally fixed on it. You just have to do motorsport. It's the only thing in your head.
Was that the only thing in your head when you were like really tiny?
Yes, it is.
Yeah?
In school, I was only thinking about kart, and after school, I went to the karting station and just did everything.
Oh, that's so lovely to hear. Question number two is, how many members are in a racing team?
Depends on the team, of course, but it's from 2 people to 50 people. That's
2 people can make a racing team?
Yeah, sure.
Amazing, so
Just-
we can make a racing team.
You want to do it, Elena?
I wanna do
right
it.
now, right now. As soon as the shoot
One
is
is driving,
over.
one is fueling.
We can be 3, so we have Freu. Okay, let's talk
can
about it
train
later.
us.
Our third question is, what mental skills should I have if I or we do want to become racing drivers?
What mental skills?
Oh, great question. What
Or maybe
attitude?
we're
Yeah.
out at that point, so
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you just really have to want to do it. So if you think you want to be a race driver, then just do it.
Okay, that we have.
You never get frustrated? You don't need any patience or anything like
Sure. But that's not on your side. So you really have to do what you can do, and everything else is on the other side.
So this is it so far with your questions, but now guys, I have a question to you. What do you think of if you hear the word lollipop? Do you know the meaning?
Hold up, now do what you do. Get loud, go ahead, get loose. Get down to business, tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have everything. Hold up, hold up.
Let's learn some techniques and tactics on the road from one of our very own racers as well. We have in the studio Michael Escona. Hello, Michael.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Very good.
Can
very
you believe
good.
it? We still have a little less than 20 hours left.
Yeah, it's very.
It felt like what 10
Yeah.
hours has passed? No,
It's
only
a lot
4
of,
hours.
Yeah, it's a very long race to go. Actually, it's my first 24 hours here in Nordschleife, so very excited about it. I'm just finishing my run, so just 15 minutes ago I jumped out from the car. Very excited, good experience in the moment, so yeah, really good.
Wait, so this is your first time
Yeah.
at the 24 hours of Nürburgring?
Yeah, it's the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, is this everything you expected?
I mean, I've been driving here in the Nordschleife for 3 years, but in WTC here, which is very sprint race, only 3 laps, flat out, so full gas. And here is a very different driving style, driving mode, so you need to take care very a lot about the car, about the mechanic, because it's a long distance race. So yeah, it's totally different about I'm used to drive, but I'm adapting very quickly, so very happy about the experience. And yeah, it's very incredible, all the people here, all the fans. It's just incredible.
Yeah, they are really, really incredible. You see people camping out, you see that it's really nuts.
Yeah.
So the reason why we brought you in today is because we want to learn about some techniques on the road.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like we could learn a thing or two
Yeah,
from
yeah,
you,
yeah.
okay? So I want to ask you, so what do I need to focus when I look into my mirror and I see a faster car approaching from behind me?
That's actually a very important thing because you need to be very careful about the GT3 cars because they are coming very fast.
Yeah.
And the Nordschleife track is not so big, so it's very narrow and it's very, very tricky task. But basically, you need to be, just as soon as you see the lights, be very careful, give them the space, because as soon as you give the space, everything is under control. But if you keep your line and the GT3 car is just behind you, then that is very difficult situation. But now it's easy to control that. It's more difficult during the night, because during the night it's much more difficult to manage the distance between the car behind you. So for me, during the night is gonna be more difficult.
Yeah, during the nighttime it usually is.
Yeah.
What's the difference between overtaking on like a German Autobahn versus on the real racetrack?
Well, basically, here you go very, very fast. As well, in the Autobahn, you go really fast. But here, the track is very narrow. Like I said, you realize you go 240 kph, and a GT3 car is overtaking you, but it's going like half meter or even less than you. So it's very tricky to keep the distance between the other car and you feel this adrenaline by doing this, and you feel it's incredible. You need to feel it. It's difficult to say.
You know, right now we're kind of lucky with weather. Honestly, we've been lucky with weather, but it's very unpredictable. What would be the right strategy if I started with the wrong tires?
If we start with the wrong tires here in the Nordschleife, it's very, very bad thing, because as soon as you enter into the Nordschleife, you know that you have 20 kilometers of track that you cannot arrive to the box. So basically, if you enter into the Nordschleife with a wrong tire choice, you are very, very lost. So basically, you need to survive. In the Nordschleife, you need to survive, take really care on the car, and just survive to the box. And then when you arrive boxes, just you change the tires and continue flat out.
In a race like an endurance race, a 24-hour race, what would your strategy be?
24 hours.
It's an endurance race. It's a little different, right? So what would
Yes.
your strategy be? Why don't you tell our viewers?
Well, in the moment, it's like I said, it's my first time here, so I'm learning all the time.
Yeah.
But in the moment, my strategy has been to be not so fast as I'm doing in sprint races. So now I'm taking care more in the tires, because we experienced some flat tires. So first round, I want to know how the car survives after 1 hour 30. So basically trying to avoid the big curves, the jumps, and trying to save the mechanic. That's the most important. Then as soon as we arrive in the end of the race, probably if we are fighting for the victory, and then we are very close to the leader, then and you need to push. So then on this situation, I will push maximum. But not now.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
We still have 20 hours left. But wait, Michael, we can't let you go just yet.
Okay.
We have a special event prepared for you. Can you believe
cool.
this? And to help us, we're going to be joined by Elena and a special guest in the studio. Hello, welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Elena.
Hola, Miguel. ¿Cómo
Hola.
estás?
Muy bien,
Soy
muy bien.
Elena.
You speak Spanish, too.
Poco.
Poquito,
But we
poquito.
continue to speak in English so everybody understands us. But you didn't finish the question. Go ahead. How are you?
Okay, very good, very good.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
So I brought our mascot. This is Ant-Man. And obviously Ant-Man can't speak, so he kind of let me feel what he wants to know from you.
Okay.
And first question is, when did you decide to become a professional race driver? That's Ant-Man's question.
Yes. Actually, this question is very interesting. I started to feel that I want to be a professional race car driver when I was probably 12, 13, 14 years old. When you realize how it's working everything, this motorsport world. I was doing go-karting with my father as a mechanic. And on this moment, I said, wow, I love this sport. I love to drive. It's my passion. So I want to work to be in the future professional driver. So now in the moment, I am living my dream. So it's just incredible to be.
So you started when you were 12 years old?
No, I started when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can become race cars.
Wow.
I started when I was
And
5.
here we are on the most
Yeah.
beautiful track of the world. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, when you have 5 years old, you start with your family, basically with your father as a hobby because your family loves this sport, and then we go to the weekend to spend some time together. But then, year by year, you realize that you love this and you want to be a professional driver and to be in this area and this world motorsport for the rest of your life.
So this is my personal
So-
question now. Was there a plan B? Anything off track of that career path if that would have not worked out?
Actually, I had a plan B, and I was working in my plan B until I was a professional driver, because we all know that it's very difficult to be professional driver, and I'm very lucky to be here. But for example, as I love this motorsport, cars, all the time, I prepared my workshop with my father in my village. So I was working as a mechanic for 5 years. So
So you could fix my car right now, my broken car outside. You could fix that.
yeah, I can fix it. I can fix it. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so I'll need you later. Our second question is, what is your favorite racetrack and why?
I really like Spa, Francorchamps, because I had a really good memories there. I won almost every time I've been there. But basically, I love this track because it's giving you this extra of adrenaline during every lap. When you arrive to the carousel and you go flat out through the carousel, it's just amazing feeling. It's very similar than the Nordschleife, basically. But here the difference is you feel this feeling around all the lap. So I really like as well Nordschleife, but my favorite is Spa.
Very interesting.
Yes.
And what other sports do you enjoy beside race driving?
I really like to play football with my friends, to play tennis.
Which position?
Defense.
Of course.
I'm not a really good football player, honestly, but just to have fun with friends. Paddle, we do a lot of paddle at home. We go fishing on the summer, so we are doing many things during the year.
What kind of sports do you like to watch?
Tennis as well.
Yeah.
I am a big fan from Rafa Nadal. Not so much, honestly. I like cycling as well, tennis, paddle, because now in Spain the paddle is getting very famous. Basically.
And do you feel that it is an honor to start here at a 24-hour race?
Yes, of course. I mean, that's the race that I wanted to drive for a long time. Now this year I had the opportunity to do it with Hyundai Motorsport, which is incredible. The car is just amazing. It's really, really good car. And then we need to work to keep the title from last year. So that's the main thing for this year. And we are doing very well. Still a lot of hours to go, but yeah, I think we can do it.
And is there something really unique about your car? Like something that only Hyundai has? That's my question again.
Well, it's true that I don't have a lot of experience on that car because it's my first year with Hyundai, but I have to say, since the very beginning I drove this car, I felt so comfortable and so confident. So since the very first laps, I was able to push very on the limit with full confidence. So normally, in a race car, that's very difficult. So for me, this is something special the Hyundai Elantra car has, and is giving you this confidence to go flat out in a very under control all the time. So
I can't wait to try it myself. And Anman has one more thing.
Hello,
wanna do.
Edmund.
Little something with you.
You just keep popping up out of nowhere.
I like the move that he's doing. He's obviously not on the racing
Oh my
track.
goodness, what
He
is
didn't drive a car yet because he
this?
would be a
What
little
is
bit more stiff.
this?
yeah.
What do you
it's
want from
nice.
us, Anman? Show us. Come to, okay.
Yeah,
Come
let's
to
go.
your page. Yep, we're here. This is a pen.
Okay.
Do you have an idea what he wants?
Yeah, I think he wants signature.
And I think he wants a little heart from you.
All right, guys, while you sign this helmet, I'm going to tell our fans what's coming up next. We're going to play an education session video, and Elena will have a follow-up quiz, so don't go away. I promise the quiz won't be too difficult, so just have fun with it, all right? I'll be back. I'm going to sign this helmet. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, what we can see here is the car, the i30N Fastback, which is used here in the 24-hour race. This car is, yes, equipped with safety tools, the roll cage, another suspension, the brakes, all the things are changed, but main things like the engine, like the transmission is standard, is like we have the same in our training cars at our Hyundai driving experience courses. And also in this standard cars, you can do some changes. You can change the limited slip differential in 2 ways so that you have more traction. You can change the suspension from comfort to sport, for example. And as harder the suspension is, as less the car is moving in corners. But if you have a car which is too hard, then, for example, you have problems here on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So there are different levels you can change the suspension, and that helps you to find the right setup for the Nordschleife, for other racetracks like Monza, for example. Yeah, this is what you can change in the standard car in our trainings.
And you all saw the helmet that we all just signed, and this is going to be one of the prizes for you, just as the tickets for the taxi drive and some more cool prizes. So I have one question that I want you to answer now. The question is not going to be difficult, and the question is, do I have to catch the apex points to get a fast lap? And I have 2 options for you even to make it even more simple. Number A would be, yes, it's important to catch the apex to get the shortest way. Or B, no, it's dangerous to drive beside the middle of the track. So to participate, please put on an Instagram story on your profile and tag Hyundai Driving Experience. This is it. So I want you to participate and win our cool prizes.
Fans, don't forget to have your answers in before the next block because we are giving away a lot of prizes, as Elena just said. That's all I have for you right now. I'll be back in the next session with more updates on the race. We're going to have more interviews, more quizzes, more prizes. So we'll see you back in just a bit. Dare to dream. Goodbye, everyone.